Hello and welcome to the sixth video in our series on reading skills. In this video, we'll ask and answer the question, what are those concluding sentences? So let's get started. So a simple definition of a concluding sentence is that there are three main types. The first is a summary of the whole paragraph. The second is that the concluding sentence shows the writer's opinion or comment on the content of the paragraph. And thirdly, the final sentence or the concluding sentence can be a link between this paragraph and the next paragraph. Now that's a standard definition. When we're talking about the solutions textbook, it's slightly different. The solutions textbook has three main types of concluding sentence. The first is that there is no concluding sentence. That's okay with short paragraphs. You'll sometimes find that there is no concluding sentence. So please be aware of that. Usually in academic reading, you would expect there to be some kind of concluding sentence, but in our examples in the textbook, there are many occasions where there is none. The second type in the solutions textbook are paragraphs that finish with the writer's opinion or comment. And in this style of textbook, that's quite common. The writer doesn't finish with a summary of ideas because they don't give you that many ideas in the paragraph. They only give you one or two ideas, which is why in the last video I said you should go off and find some other kind of answers yourself, because the writer isn't really going to tell you everything, and so they often end with just a comment about the topic. Now the third type of paragraph is one where the writer actually does summarize the contents of the paragraph. Right, so let's take a close look at the solutions textbook, and let's look at some examples from lessons in the textbook. So our first example is where the concluding sentence is similar to the topic sentence. And in this unit, the topic sentence was, there are two sides to the Amekudari issue. The topic was Amekudari, and the main idea was there are two sides. The writer in the concluding sentence writes, Amekudari, again repeating our topic, is an issue. Okay, that stirs the feelings of many in Japanese society. So it's similar to the topic sentence. There are two sides, it's an issue, have very similar meanings. So that's our first type. Let's have a look at our second type. Our second type is where the writer makes a comment about the content of the paragraph. And this time, what they're doing is they're making a prediction about the future. The topic sentence is, marginal communities are those with more than half of their population made up of elderly people. And in the concluding sentence, the writer states, without new residents, many of these historic towns and villages will become ghost towns in the future. So the writer's opinion is that in the future, these towns will become ghost towns. So that's a slightly different concluding sentence from the one before. Let's look at one more example. In this example, again, we have the writer's comment, and again, the writer is making a prediction about the future. The topic sentence is, often part-time workers are paid less and received fewer benefits, such as insurance, than full-time workers. In the concluding sentence, the writer states, the courts will have to decide what is fair, and if companies should be allowed to pay different workers different rates for the same work. So the writer is not repeating the topic sentence, well, they're actually just giving an opinion. And if you're used to writing courses where you've been told that the concluding sentence must repeat the topic sentence, These short paragraphs could be a little confusing for you, so I hope this is useful to understand that sometimes there's no concluding sentence, sometimes there's the writer's comment or opinion about the paragraph, and sometimes there is a summary. That's all for this video. Don't forget to do assignment 6 on monologue, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in class next week. Thank you.